Yo, in this video, I want to talk about ADHD and big ideas because a lot of us have ADHD, especially if you're the type that I have. I'm ADHD combined. So, what comes with that is the severe traits like impulsivity, time blindness, rejection sensitivity. There is a lot of internal dialogue that takes place. So sometimes I go into rumination, right? When ADHD is not managed, right? But then on the other side of things, like I know the gift side, is that I could be I could be a risk taker, creative, lots of creative ideas. Like my mind is just non-stop thinking about new ideas and the novelty of like a new opportunity, impulsive spending, like just yeah, like like it just comes with a lot, but if you manage it very well, it's very beneficial. And in this video, I just want to talk to you about how to deal with the big ideas that you have. So I'm just going to first show you where I'm at. So this is a place where I go to. I do my walks every day. I do 10K steps every day, right? And this is what I'm next to. Like this here is really been making a massive difference to my journey. Like as a content creator, as someone who has had a very challenging thing that's come up in my life at the moment. I'm going through a separation, so extremely challenging. But through that separation, we're both on very good terms, and we both understand that we've got a daughter together. We need to do co-parenting, and we've got things in place for that. And I'm moving out, and I've got a place that I'm going to stay, and it's okay now, right? But obviously in the beginning, it's a massive shock. And I would say that my RSD was at an all-time high last month, right? And while that was happening, obviously I was in a very emotional state that was very challenging. But then I was also having very big ideas as well that I wanted to work on. One of those ideas is that I have a cohort coming up on the 25th of this month, right? And it's something that I'm really passionate about doing, and I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And it's just the perfect timing for me to do it now because of how much I understand about unpacking this ADHD journey to people. Like, how do I document the journey? Like, how am I doing that? How have I been doing that so far? Like, what's been working? What's not been working? Like highlighting the failures that are going to come up, so you know what to expect when they come up, and deal with them in a better way. How do you resonate with people in a way that's authentic? How do you speak on camera, right? How do you build a personal brand from absolute scratch? You have a skill set. You love what you do. You absolutely love what you do, but you're scared to share it with other people because you don't feel like you're an expert, right? These are things that will crush your big dreams, your big ideas, right? And that's what I want to talk about in this video, is that everyone has big ideas, very big ideas that they want to work on. So, ooh, sorry, always got to sneeze on the video, huh? And always got to keep it in. So this video is specifically for anyone who has big ideas. They just don't work on them because they just have this identity that they're holding on to, which is, I'm not good enough, I'm broken, I'm chaotic, that ain't gonna work for me, putting other people on a pedestal. Like, and again, people feeling like they have to be an expert before they can actually document anything around their journey is absolutely insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. You know something that someone else doesn't know, share it with them. Share it with them. Like, just think about the person that is a little bit behind you on this. A massive example of this is that right now, everyone is talking about Claude, man. Everyone's talking about Claude and how much amazing features it has, or like, how many amazing features it has, and all this kind of stuff, right? And you know all about Claude, but you feel like, oh, bro, that person knows more about Claude than me, and he's got this much followers. No one gives a fuck about followers, man. They care about, how do I use Claude? Oh, this person showed me how to use Claude. Awesome. And you just happen to come on their feed, and they like that you came up on their feed, right? So I'm going to try not to go on a tangent, but I just felt it's really important for me to highlight that a big thing that is like killing dreams, is killing people's dreams, is thinking that you need to be an expert on something. To this day, I'm not an expert, man. I'm sorry. Like, people could think I'm an expert. People could see my IG and go, yeah, man, you're such an authority in the space. Authority came from guiding, not from being an expert and showing off and being like, yeah, like, do this, do that. Yeah, follow this tip or your life's gonna be shit. Like, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that. I'm about, hey, this is what I've been working on. Oh, pretty challenging that. But I found a way to deal with that better. Let me show you how I did that. That's the angle, right? And I think it's really important that if you've got big ideas, if you have big ideas, you just really need to consider. Someone's smoking around here, man. If you have ADHD, yeah? the smelling shit, like, all right. So if you have big ideas, you just really need to consider, right, that you need to build a personal brand, right? And if you don't do it sooner rather than later, you're gonna miss this fucking window of opportunity right now, where it's just absolutely at its very best right now to jump in. And that's why I'm doing this cohort right now, because I need to show people how to do this. Like, this is fucking an opportunity of a lifetime that every single ADHDer has been waiting for. When you're in the office, when you're in that 9 to 5 office, right, and you're like, fucking hell, man. And you just look at this toxic environment that you're in, it's like, for fuck's sake, man, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get paid. Oh, man, another fucking meeting. When you're doing all that, back then, there was no opportunities like this. There was no opportunities like this. But there were some opportunities that you could have jumped on, right? You know, like ecom, drop shipping. That was one of the typical buzzwords at the time, right? But listen, yeah, if you build a personal brand now, and when I say now, I mean now, right now. Like, don't go this year without trying to create your personal brand. If you're serious about your big ideas, because every big idea that you have, has to be tied to a personal brand, because people do not trust people. People don't trust people, right? We're in an all-time high now of scarcity, right? Of skepticism. Everyone's skeptical. Even with me, I'm the most transparent motherfucker, man. Like, I'll tell you everything. I told you a fucking guy for a separation, man. Like, some people won't say that shit. I'm telling you, I go through some crazy shit and I'll just share it online, right? But there's a lot of people that won't do that. And there's still people, I will send them my free community and they say, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to join because I don't want to have to be opted in to pay for something. I'm like, pay for what? I said it's free. I just log in and that's it. Like, you get some people that are just so skeptical right now, even just to go to a free community, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, so yeah, it's all time high right now. So the only way that you're going to stand out with a business idea that you have, or any project idea that you have in general that's going to produce something, it could be a product, like a digital product, or it could be a service. You have to tie that to a personal brand. Like, yeah, you could jump on ads if you want. I don't do ads, right? I might not do ads moving forward. I might, right? I might find someone that's a specialist in ads, right? But right now, I'm not really on the ad life. I'm on sharp organically, share authentically life style. That's how I want to do it, right? How I'm doing it now, I'm okay with doing it this way. The reason why is because I know how important it is to build trust. This is not a short-term goal for me. Like, this is long-term. Like, this is like when I've got grey hairs. Like, everything is grey like this. My whole fucking beard and my hair is like this. I'm doing it until it's like that, right? So, for me, this is a long-term play, right? And this is bigger than me. And for it to be executed, I have to think about the end user, right? And the end user wants to trust that I can give them the outcome that they are looking for, right? Whether it's through a digital product, whether it's through a service, they want to know that they could trust me on that. And the only way they're going to trust me on that is if I show up as a personal brand and I share my pains, I share the outcomes that I get from how I deal with the pains, and you can follow suit with me if you want, and I can guide you through that experience if you want, right? That's what personal branding really is about. It's about solving problems for other people. And you know very well about the topic, so it's easier for them to learn from you because you already know some of the things that are coming up and some of the pains and problems that are coming up, and you're just offering them a solution, right? Now, big ideas, I want to go into a bit more about the what actually stops them, right, from flourishing or coming into fruition, right? It all comes down to that we have to really consider that right now you have an idea that is fucking phenomenal and you're so excited about doing it, right? And tell me if you recognize this. You have a big idea right now. You're super pumped. You want to get that shit out right now. You want to try and knock that out in the next 3 months, right? This idea, and you are just like impulsive with every move. You're buying equipment. You're doing all this stuff. You're doing bang, 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 and then something happens on the journey where it's a question mark and it's an unsure, like, oh, what do I do here? And you're not sure how to deal with that, and then you stop. What I want to share with you about that is that we're visionaries. We, the vision's not a problem for us. I know what the vision is for ADHD Dizzle. I know it very crystal clear. The problem is how I'm going to get there, right? And how I'm going to get there is I'm going to have to accept that there's going to be some spontaneous happening on this journey. There's going to be some opportunities that are going to come up while I'm on the journey. There's going to be an action I'm going to have to take that then leads me to another opportunity. These are things that we have to bear in mind. Not sitting down and just thinking it all through in the head. Every single core detail is not going to help us. Overthinking this is not going to help us. Decision fatigue is not going to help us, right? And I think decision fatigue is one of the biggest things that are fucking up your journey right now. And here's why. The thing is with decision fatigue is that what we're doing is we're going into a journey where we are very excited about all these opportunities that are arising in our journey, right? All these opportunities that are coming up are through social media. But as I told you in the previous video, I think I shared it in a previous video, or maybe I didn't, but it's I think it was on IG that I shared this. But we're now in interest media right now. It's not social media, it's interest media. You are seeing stuff that is of your interest now on social media. You barely see anything from your friends, unless you've got a personal account and you've only following your friends or whatever, right? But typically, you're going to see stuff that is of your interest. If you're into anime, you're going to see more anime content. If you're into Claude, you're going to see loads of Claude shit, right? If you're someone who is, curious about ADHD, if you might have it or whatever, you're going to end up coming across content, right? That is around ADHD. Now, here's the thing. As someone that has ADHD and having all these big ideas, when we're in that space, the big problem that we have is that we're opting into a lot of things. There's a lot of prompts that have been given. Oh, yeah, so comment the word prompt and I'll send you the prompt. Comment the word this and I'll send you this. And comment this. And how many times do you think you do that a day? Be honest with me, man. Like drop it in the comments. Like, I'm please, like, tell me roughly how many things you opt into per day. I guarantee you it's double figures. I guarantee, right? Because what we're doing is we are collecting, right? And what I call this is digital hoarding. We are digital hoarding, and then now we have to make a decision on our journey. What goes first? What we're going to use for? What we're going to choose? Oh man, I've got all these opt-ins. I've got all these things that I've saved till later. All these bookmarks. All these videos on YouTube on our playlist. All these things saved to later. Later when? When are you going to go through them? All these unread emails. All these newsletters. Yeah? Now you got to make decisions. And guess where you're going to make your decisions and how you're going to make your decisions. You're going to base your decisions on what motivates you to take action. Oh yeah, that one sounds good. Let me do that one. I don't want to do that one anymore. Let's do that one. And then you're wondering why you're not making progress on this big mission that you said that you want to work on. Because all you keep doing is keep collecting all this stuff, and then whatever you feel like doing in that moment, you do. And the reason why you do it is because your brain wants you to be stimulated in that moment. And the stimulation that you got from opting into something and being able to test out a prompt or being able to test out a new workshop, free, it might be free, or even my course. Like some people opt into my course and then it's left on red because they're probably opting into 100 things that day. And then mine's just the one at the bottom of the pile now. And then they have to wait until they got a chance to go through that pile and then, oh yeah, the ADHD course, yeah. That's what's happening for you. So if you just keep doing that, where is the room for you to fucking work on your goal? Your main goal? Yeah, man, I want to build my personal brand. Are you posting daily? No. But you're opting into all these fucking lead magnets. You're opting into all these fucking workshops and signing up to these workshops and spending 1 hour hearing them do a free workshop and knowing that they're going to fucking pitch you on something. But you're just going it anyway. And while you're doing that, you're scrolling at the same time. You're doom scrolling while you're on the fucking workshop. And you're wondering why you ain't got fucking any progress in your journey. Look, listen, yeah. I'm telling you now, it's create more, consume less. That's what's going to help you to fucking do this journey. And if you're going to consume, fucking make sure you create something from the consumption. That's all. Stop consuming shit. Oh yeah, man. More information, more data. Yeah. But not creating anything from it is fucking useless, man. Right? Get into the habit of, okay, that was really valuable what I learned there. How can I create that into content now for my audience? Oh, awesome. Let me do it like this. That bang. Ship that shit. Ship it. And I'm going to be someone who I just want to be a person that shows and proves, because I feel like I'm posting maybe 1 or 2 times a day right now. And I'll be really honest with you. I'll be very, very honest with you. I could post 6 times a day. I could post 6 times a day. And if I posted 6 times a day, Facebook would pay me a lot of fucking money for that shit. I would not even need to fucking coach. I would not even need to be coaching. But you know why I'll be coaching? Because I love coaching, right? But I could literally just say, fuck this ADHD coaching business that I have right now. Fuck it. Like, I'm not going to do the cohort. Fuck all that. I'm just going to focus on posting content every day because I love doing that. And just only focus on that and just get, 30, 40K a month from Facebook. I can literally take that route right now, right? Here's the thing. If I do that route, what is it going to take for me to do that route? I'm going to have to create more than I consume, right? Because there's not a huge amount of window of time in my day to be able to just be fucking around and wasting time. Like, for every time I don't post a video, I'm losing money, right? If you look at that angle that I just shared with you, if I just only focus on posting content on Facebook, right? But you have to have a goal, and you have to have a reason for the goal, and you just only need to focus on that, because all these other little micro things that are in the way are killing your time, and it's killing your big idea that you have. You have this big idea, you want to get this product out, you want to get this service out, you want people to know about it. No one's going to know about it unless they know about you and know about your why you're doing it. Why am I doing ADHD? Because when I was late diagnosed, right, with ADHD in my 40s, yeah, it took me 40 fucking years to find this out, kind of pissed me off, but then at the same time, maybe like, you know, actually, now I know, I'm going to go all in, right? And I want people to have that same experience that I had, where I decided to go all right, cool, let's do this. Let's fucking do it, yeah? Versus, oh man, and feeling sorry for myself, and then being in my fucking 80s and being like, look, I probably wouldn't make it to my 80s if I was fucking doing rumination from 40 to 80, right? So I probably lost out on years, right? The mindset I have now, I'm probably going to live longer because of my association with ADHD and how I see it. I'm seeing it as I'm embracing ADHD. ADHD is something that's challenging, yes. What isn't challenging in life? It's challenging going to that fucking 9 to 5 every day that you don't fucking like. That's challenging too, right? It's challenging being in that fucking social environment where it's just like you don't feel like you fit in, but you're just sitting there and you're standing there and you just like, have to suck it up and be there. It's challenging when someone passes away in your family that you really cared about. Fucking life is challenging, bro. Like, life is going to always have these challenges, right? But it's not a reason for you to fucking just cop it. Oh, fuck this. I've fucking had enough. No. Like, see the benefits. See the things that you are appreciative of, right? And the reason why it feels like it's gone into a tangent now and it's not about the topic, but it is about the topic, is because one of the most important things is our wellness and how we associate ourselves with ADHD, how we view ADHD. Most people, when I say most people, I'm talking about like the upper end, like 80-90% of people that I speak to just associate ADHD as fucking up their life right now. That's how they see it. ADHD is ruining my life. That is how they are unpacking everything. in a nutshell, and I speak to fucking hundreds of people a day, right? Listen, yeah, us keeping that as being the theme and being the concept, like, yeah, man, it's fucking up my life, and therefore, like, keeping that alive and having that be the thing that's running the show is not going to make you any progress on your journey. None, right? What made me progress on my journey, because I have to just share with you that I was exactly the person that I just described, right? I was in a 9 to 5. I fucking hated it, man. Fucking hated it. Oh man, another day. Like, I remember just being like sardines inside on the metro, and everyone I looked at everyone. The only people that were smiling were people that were like seniors, maybe reading a newspaper, not on their phone, right? Everyone else is on their phone, and all those people that are on their phone, they look depressed, right? They're only on their phone to get their stimulation before they start that shift, right? I remember my commute, 1 hour to work, 1 hour back, in the office, like task switching. One of the worst fucking things for an ADHD is task switching, and that was my whole day. That's the whole reason why I had to leave the 9 to 5. It's just fucking task switching. Like, that's all I was doing, basically. And it was just the last thing my brain needed. It need, yep, focus on this and only this, and once this is done, then we move on to the next thing. That's what my brain needs. And unfortunately, I was in an environment where it was just trying to, it was like, it was almost going against that, right? I was getting distracted all the time because people asked me questions, which is fine, right? Because I was a manager, but it was just derailing me, right? And imagine doing that for another 20, 30 years. I was like, nah, nah, I can't go out like that. I can't go out like that. I was like, nah, I can't go out like that. So what happened? Perspective shift. I need to work on myself. I need to work on my wellness. I need to look at ADHD as being more of a strength. What are my strengths? Well, I'm good at this. I'm good at that. Oh, I love helping people with this. I love it. Bang, bang, bang. ADHD is always formed. And was I an expert? No, I wasn't an expert. But I knew what I loved. I knew what I liked doing, and I did it. Right? I love content creation. Content creation is the reason why we're here. Right? So, to end this video, I'm going to end it with that you need to stop jumping at these shiny objects, because all they are things that are stimulating you. And that's the reason why you're doing it. You're only doing it because it gives you stimulation. Your brain is seeking dopamine, and the dopamine sources that you're going to are just ones that are predictable. Sugar, porn, content creation, doom scrolling, gaming, vaping, all this stuff is stuff that are very easy to do now and get stimulation. I want dopamine, I could just go to any of those and I can get it immediately. But you get the crash. That's the downfall of that, right? What you want to do instead is you want to replace it, and you want to have a dopamine menu. And a dopamine menu is very simple. It's stuff that fuels you instead of drains you. All those fun things that I said to you might give you a really good boost in the beginning, but they're going to drain you afterwards, right? And that drainage affects how you deal with your day. It makes you sluggish. It makes you start performing badly. It makes you forget shit, right? When you lean into stuff like reading a book, not no screen shit, book, right? Or you go for a walk like I do 10k steps a day, like I said to you, right? Or you splash water on your face, cold water on your face, and have that exposure of cold water on your face. As a few examples, you do purpose-driven activities. When you do that, you get dopamine too. But then when you get that dopamine, what's actually happening is that it's fueling you and it's making you even more energized throughout your day. So I'm not saying don't do any of the other stuff. And there's one of the things that I didn't even mention was alcohol. And alcohol is a big fucking one that could fuck you up in your life. And it's out of my life now. I've taken alcohol out of my life. February last year was the last time I drank alcohol. And to this day, people look at me like, Mike, you don't drink? What, really? Like, yeah, I don't drink. It's not like I was an alcoholic or anything, but it's like, it was shocking for them to just know that I just was able to just comfortably just like say, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore, right? It was a crutch for me. But it was my dopamine as well. It was a dopamine source for me. It was a very, like, prominent dopamine source in my life that I was using to just be motivated to do anything. Yeah, I could dance now. I could be myself. I could do a little fucking, do a little dance move now because I was feeling really stiff and shy in the beginning. If I have a bit of alcohol, now I can start coming out of myself and start being a bit bubbly and, making people laugh and all this shit. Look, listen, yeah, I could do that without the alcohol. But here's the thing. Because alcohol came through and it made me think that alcohol was the thing that was helping me, I started to use it as a crutch and using it as a vice to help me. Now that I realized that that wasn't the case, it was just that it was a dopamine source that I was using. One interesting thing I found about alcohol that I just said there is that when I stopped drinking alcohol, I'd still feel a bit tipsy around people that were drinking alcohol. Why do you think that is? I hadn't drank a single crumb of alcohol, but I'm feeling a bit bubbly like they are. I started to you know, feel a little bit like I felt like if I had a drink. I was like, why am I feeling this? It's because there was a dopamine being released from the conversations, the banter, the laughing, just whatever we was discussing or whatever it is, right? It was just releasing dopamine for me. And it was a replacement for the way that I used to do it before. I used to think that I had to have a drink to be able to release that. Nah. So all this journey's been for me is shifting my belief system a bit. And if you're someone who feels that you'll find it very challenging to make that shift of that belief system or that paradigm shift of just viewing ADHD differently, right? I've got a link in the description. You can book a call with me. I can see if I can help you in some way. That call is really just going to be literally about if I can help you. If I can't help you, I'm going to tell you, I can't help you, man. You're in the, go therapy or get meds, right? That might be the fucking outcome of the call. But if you are really serious, specifically, if you're really serious about going on this big idea, you have this big idea, you are stopping yourself, you're self-sabotaging, you're not getting yourself to do the work that you know you should be doing right now, jump on a call with me because you will get something from that call. I will tell you what to do. I will tell you what to do. And you can either do it with me or you could do it without me. Like that, at the end of the day, you could do it with me or without me, but you will know what to do, right? That's the nature of the call. But link in the description for that. And I'm out. Peace.